Hey there, it's me Vichas Muthmani. So I'm making my final project update for the robotics project that I was working on. I believe this is milestone 12. Okay, I don't know, it must be 12. Alright, so here is the final setup, which is I know led up to all the stuff that I've done in the past. So here I've got my robo, okay? So you can see my trusty robo, it's got the gripper, and I've got two bins, R and NR. So R is for recyclable objects. Stuff that can be recycled will go here, stuff that cannot be recycled will go over here, okay? And then I've got a whole bunch of random objects over here, and it will be the job of the robot to use this camera, and this camera is actually being focused over here, and it's the job of the robot to use what the camera sees, which will appear in the window, to know whether the object is recyclable or not by making use of a machine learning deep neural network, which was trained by me, and it will bin the objects basically. It will do classification using object detection. Okay, it will use object detection to know if the object is recyclable or not. You then bin the objects into one of the bins. Okay, so that is the premise for the project. Okay, so let me take this cube. Cube is made of wood, trained to be recognized as recyclable. So I'll place it and see what happens. And also, if you notice, there's a light on top of the robo. That light is an indicator that shows if it's dealing with a recyclable object or a non-recyclable object. If it is dealing with the recyclable object, the color will be green. When the robot sees a non-recyclable object, the color will turn red. Okay, I'll keep the cube and let's see what happens. Keep the cube. Oh look, the robot, it's already responding. So the robot will go pick up the object, hopefully. Okay, and it is 95% confident it's recyclable, and it will place the object inside the recyclable bin if all goes well. Let's see what happens. There you go, you place the object inside the recyclable bin. Right now the robo will be waiting for the next object to be placed. Next, for the heck of it, I'm going to place this cap, same color as the cube. Okay, so but I'm going to use this to see whether it will classify this as recyclable or not. It's like a plastic cap, so for all intents and purposes, when I trained it, I made plastic caps as not recyclable. Okay, I'll place it and let's see what happens. Please just notice the red light on, just notice the green light on top. Let's see what happens when I place the object over here. I placed it and look, it turned red. What red means is the robot is recognizing this as a non-recyclable object. That's the visual feedback. Okay, so the robot grabs this and it will put it inside the non-recyclable bin over there. All right, it should drop it. Sometimes it doesn't drop it though, because it gets stuck to that. Amazing, it dropped it. I'm very happy, and it comes back. All right, now let us take this green cube. All intents and purposes is recyclable. Let's see what happens. Look, the color turned to green. Robo is 85% confident that this cube is going to be recyclable. It picks up the cube and it will put it into the recyclable section of the experiment. All right. Okay. Job well done. Now I have another object. It's a plastic egg. Okay, so plastic, right? Plastic is not recyclable, at least in our case. So I'm going to place it in front of the robot. We will see what happens. I placed it in front of the robot and the color changes to red, indicating it feels this is a non-recyclable item, which is what it is. Let's help the robot a little bit. Yeah, it grabs this. Let us see. It is confident, 87% confident it's non-recyclable. As you can see, our object detection and the neural network, right? The deep neural network is doing a good job. Okay, it will try to drop it. If it doesn't drop it, I'll have to push it down. All right, good. That was always a problem with the egg. Okay, now let's try this rubber ducky. So this rubber ducky, when we trained the algorithm, we made sure the rubber ducky was recyclable. So we will now try with the rubber ducky. It is recyclable, right? So the color should turn to green on the LED. Let's see what happens. Okay, I placed the rubber duck underneath the robot. It turned to green. It recognized it as recyclable. It needs some help picking this up, so I'll have to arrange it a little bit for the robot. Okay. Let's see if it picks it up. It's a real challenge. How about that? It picked it up. Okay. It was 85% confident that the rubber duck was recyclable. And it should drop the payload over there. Awesome. Okay. Now we will use the. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Alright. Alright, so I hope you like the demonstration. In this demonstration, you see I was able to mix a couple of things. One, I was able to use a real robot, robotics control. That was one part of the project. Next, I was able to use deep neural networks and like train them to be able to view the object and then also to classify the object in the scene. It's able to locate where the object is and classify the object as recyclable or non-recyclable with a certain score. Okay, like the way I designed it was, if it was 85% sure that the object was recyclable or not, it has to do with those particular actions. And this was a very interesting project for me because by doing this project I kind of realized I was able to put together a lot of different things. Usually when we do stuff with TensorFlow or some kind of machine learning, right, it's always done in its own silo. People just focus only on the machine learning side. They run some code in some kind of a notebook like Jupyter notebook, and they're done with it. But here I was actually able to take that kind of code, that kind of a TensorFlow model, and actually marry it to a real robot and see how we were able to give a level of intelligence to the robot's action, right? So that was something which was really fun. It is something really powerful, and I really enjoyed doing it. And it was a huge learning experience for me. And one more thing I realized was this is the kind of rudimentary knowledge which, when we combine it together in the right way, we can actually start big. So what to say? So major big companies can actually be founded based on these ideas. So it is a very like liberating experience for me, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I'm hoping that one day a lot more robotics companies come up and we have a lot more cool stuff happening by using machine learning and robotics and also artificial intelligence. All right, take care. I hope you enjoyed this video series. Bye.